What's up, guys, and welcome to today's show. So, since the weekend, it's been a very good weekend for Arsenal. Manchester City dropping points from a winning position against Crystal Palace, and also Manchester United holding Liverpool to a 0-0 draw at Anfield. So first, Manchester City, they were 2 goals up, lapse in concentration. Palace get their way back into the game and they equalise with a late penalty. That seems to be a theme for Manchester City, not killing off games, being in strong positions and not just not getting the job done. And these lapses in concentration, these dropping points could cost them the league. That being said, I still think City are favourites. When De Bruyne comes back, that's going to completely change the dynamics of their team. And they have showed on more than one occasion, multiple occasions, that they can really turn it on towards January, February, the back end of the Premier League. And it's really just been 14, 15, 16 games in a row. So, they're fourth, but they're not far off top, 5 or 6 points. And that's just the way it is. 0-0 between Manchester United and Liverpool. Everyone thought Liverpool were going to smash them. I didn't. Manchester United defending resolutely and getting a valuable point, which should give them confidence. Aston Villa also winning against Brentford away. Brentford did get a man sent off, and Villa managing to capitalise on that numerical advantage that they had. Kicking off as well towards the end, which was entertaining. Martinez again in the centre of controversy and such and such. It's entertaining. Villa are showing fight. They are in the title race, definitely. And as long as it's within FFP, they will be backed, and we will be backed in January. Arsenal beating Brighton at home, having loads of chances, not scoring those chances, but managing to get those 2 goals in the second half that was needed to put the game to bed. Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz, the scorers. Kai Havertz justifying his £60 million price tag. The English sports pundits and media will never big him up, but I'm going to big him up. Mason Mount has been a complete flop. They won't say that because he is English, and they tend to defend the British players, the English players, a lot more than the foreigners, which is key. So I'm going to highlight it. Havertz is coming good. He's adapting to this sort of midfield striker hybrid position that Arteta has got him playing, and he's playing fantastically well. And I'm so glad. I've had debates with some of my mates saying how much I rate Havertz. Some of them, he's rubbish. He ain't rubbish. He's rubbish at all. He is a goal-scoring midfielder. He times his runs intelligently. He works very hard on and off the ball. His intelligence of where to be in a box. He's a midfielder with striker's instincts. That is shown. And he will continue to score more goals and get assists for Arsenal. Long may this continue. So, I want to talk about the big game between Arsenal and Liverpool. Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. But I also want to talk about the European Super League is back. I am not privy. I'm not an expert on this. According to an actual court of law, they have said that FIFA and UEFA, that their sanctions were not lawful, and that the European Super League are going to be free to go about what they wanted to do, their initial projects. Now, obviously, this first came to the surface in 2021. It was met with uproar and resistance. A lot of the big clubs, including Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Barcelona, blah, 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 they were all in it. A lot of the owners of these clubs had to backtrack and apologise to the fan base. There was such outrage. It's interesting because some are for the Super League and some are against it. it goes against the natural flow of football, the status quo. Most people are scared of change. No matter what happens, I'm going to support Arsenal. No matter what competition they're in, it's my local club. I love the club. It's my local club. I've supported them since I was young. So I'm always going to support Arsenal. This sort of upsets the monopoly of football with UEFA and FIFA. Simon Jordan, to his credit, someone I respect, someone I listen to, someone I agree with. Not all the time, but I agree with a lot of his viewpoints. He did say that the Super League was going to come back, and it has. Now, what this means, I don't know. Obviously, FIFA and UEFA are going to look at how they can push it back legally. And, there's clubs that really want this. Clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, they really want this. These are superpowers of the footballing game. I need to get more information and learn more about it. But from here, the European Super League, those sanctions that were put against them by FIFA and UEFA have been overturned. And they're now allowed to, obviously they've probably amended their structure and how they were going to go about it before to please the football fan base. But ultimately, the power is with the fans. The power is with the fans. And the power also is with a lot of the English clubs. If the top English clubs don't buy into it or don't go into it, then I don't see really how this gets off the ground. It could be something that they try and launch, but it fails. They might try and it fails. Or even if there are, teams that want to go into it and some teams don't and they launch it anyway, they could launch and it could fail. There have been many things in sport that have launched and failed to try and upset the status quo. I'm curious to see how it goes. But ultimately, the fans hold the power. From my viewpoint, I'm curious to see how it would work. I'm curious to see how it would also work with the teams and the current footballing competitions and leagues. How it would work, how the players would want to, if players want to go there. I'm interested. I am curious. I remember Vince McMahon, he wanted to start this American Football League to sort of be competition for the NFL. What was it? Let me get the name of it. Vince, let me try and Vince McMahon football. XFL, that was it. He called it the XFL to try and be competition for the NFL, and I think that The Rock still has a little bit, I think The Rock owns it, him and a partner, and they want to launch it at some point, but initially it was Vince McMahon's creation, and he had teams that were ready, he had players, but they launched it, but it didn't get off the ground. It didn't get off the ground, and this was sort of what the Super League is to football, you know what I mean? Our football, the global game, not American football. They could launch and it might not get off the ground. Vince McMahon also tried to launch a bodybuilding federation to try and be competition for the IFBB. What was it called? World Bodybuilding Federation, WBF. That also launched, but it didn't get off the ground. And there's probably other examples in sport of, other organisations trying to launch something within it and it not getting off the ground. It will be interesting. Football, the leagues, the European competitions, the world competitions, these things are ingrained. So how the Super League is going to come and, mix it up and shake it up, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think FIFA and UEFA will try and push back. Certain clubs, pundits, the fans will try and push back. But there's also people that are for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this It's gonna unfold, and I'll bring it to you as and when it does. I want to quickly talk about Liverpool versus Arsenal. Big game, and I'm going to preview it tomorrow because that game's Saturday, 5:30. It's going to be a fantastic game. I've got a feeling that Arsenal can do it. They can win despite how Liverpool, they battered West Ham 5-1 in the Carabao Cup to get to the semis yesterday. Yeah, whatever. Arsenal are a different proposition. I'm going to preview it properly, but to be honest, all I want for Christmas is for Arsenal to beat Liverpool at Anfield and solidify our place at the top of the Premier League. But there's going to be more on that tomorrow with a proper preview. Alright guys, this is going to end today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please smash the like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.